Welcome to Roosevelt Live. Today, we're approaching the 20th. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Today is the 24th of June. Tomorrow will be 1 year since Michael Jackson passed away. And even though this year went by pretty quick, as far as I'm concerned, it seemed like it was just a few months ago. Maybe because there was so much conversation about the passing of Michael Jackson that it just prolonged it to the point where it seems like it was something that happened recently. Unfortunately for his family, there's been no closure because no one has actually paid the price for helping Michael Jackson to I don't want to say helping him because I still don't think it was his fault. I know a lot of people say that he was on drugs and he's partially to blame, but see, I don't think so, because just because you're a drug addict doesn't mean that I should feed your habit. It doesn't mean that a doctor should give you drugs that are not supposed to be outside of a operating room, for an example. And I know the doctor is still practicing. Saw him on television today. Listened to some of his patients talk about how good of a doctor he is, and I don't think nobody questioned whether or not he's a good physician overall. I think what we were questioning, at least I know myself was questioning, was that what happened on that day in particular. What went wrong? Why there's no one been held responsible yet? And I don't think the family is going to get any closure, and they may not get closure even if someone does pay the price. But at this point, I don't think we've tried to do anything, because 364 days ago, and there's been no movement, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, every now and then the doctor comes up in the news, but they're trying to take his license in Nevada, or they're trying to take his license in states where this didn't even happen at. What if he loses his license in Nevada? What if he does? What if he doesn't? I think losing his license is nothing compared to a person no longer on this earth. I mean, to me, Michael Jackson was the best performer that ever lived. Now, I'm sure there are people out there that disagree with that. There are people out there that probably think that maybe Elvis was the best performer that ever lived. Maybe Frank Sinatra. But in my opinion, I think Michael Jackson trumps any of those people, hands down, bar none. And now we're looking at the anniversary. And I'm sure tomorrow there'll be a lot of people out, and there'll be a lot of people hanging around maybe the place where he was buried at. There'll probably be people playing his music, doing whatever they do to maybe make them feel like they're a part of something, or put their mind at ease. I don't know. I don't know. I never knew the man personally, obviously, but I definitely enjoyed the music, and I definitely enjoyed the performance. And I think he's definitely went away too soon. And I remember when he first passed away, people had all these statements about him being unhealthy and this and that and the other. But when the autopsy was done, from what I remember, they couldn't find anything wrong with him. So apparently he was okay. And if maybe he wouldn't have gotten that profile, maybe he'd still be alive today, perhaps, since he seemed to be a relatively healthy person, a 50-year-old. I heard them say that, well, Michael couldn't have withstood the tour because they kept throwing the number because he's 50 years old. Actually, 50 years old is not that old, number one. And number two, being that the guy had performed his entire life, I think that he may not have been able to perform to the level when he was 25, which was 25 years later. But I think he would have been able to do what was necessary to get the job done. And I'm pretty confident that he probably was in better shape than the average 50-year-old, hands down, just due to the fact that he had performed, I think they said, since he was like 6 years old or something. So 44 years of performing is quite a long time to be out there doing that type of activity. And I think that he'd have been capable of doing the show and doing it to perfection. So just taking a time out in my normal routine to give a little shout out to the Jackson family, and obviously he has kids, and hope that their family is able to overcome some of these things that are going to be said about their father over the next couple of days. So that's my opinion about that. And someone can send me an email if they want to discuss that, or just send me an email at liveroosevelt@gmail.com, or you can go ahead and check out segments of the show, YouTube /Roosevelt Live. And that's just my opinion on that. I'm going to move on to the next topic.